I get asked a lot about what sort of insurance my clients should buy to protect them. And that's really the most important thing to think about when you're buying insurance is what will protect you. Everybody knows that you need to buy liability insurance to protect the other people out on the road, and that's fine. But really, when you're paying money for insurance, you want to go ahead and make sure that you and your family and your loved ones are protected. So there's two types of insurance that I think are very important that you tell your agent about and that you make sure you acquire. The first one is uninsured motorist coverage. Uninsured motorist coverage is coverage that doesn't cost very much, but it's hugely important because my estimate is that at least 20 to 30% of the drivers on the roads in Georgia either don't have any insurance at all or have bare minimum policies. So if you have uninsured motorist coverage, it will protect you if you're hit by someone with no insurance or without enough insurance. Uninsured motorist coverage has to be offered to you by your agent in the same amount as your liability coverage. So if you get a $25,000 liability policy, they have to offer you $25,000 of uninsured motorist coverage. Unfortunately, some agents don't realize how important it is, and they'll tell you that if you sign a piece of paper, you can waive the uninsured motorist coverage and save some money on your premium. Don't do it. It might be the worst money you've ever saved. There are two types of uninsured motorist coverage also, and you are going to be offered the best one. It's called add-on coverage. Take the add-on coverage. Add-on coverage means that the amount of your coverage that you have, whether it's $25,000 or $50,000 of uninsured motorist coverage, will be added on to whatever the person that hits you has. So if they have a $25,000 policy and you're seriously injured and you have a $50,000 add-on policy, you will now have their 25 plus your 50. That will give you $75,000 of total coverage for you and the people in your vehicle. The second type of uninsured motorist coverage, which is not as good, is reduced by coverage. And the reason that it's not as good is that it's reduced by whatever the amount of coverage that the individual has that hit you. So in my previous example, if you have $50,000 of coverage and the person that hit you is $25,000, if you have reduced by coverage, your $50,000 will be reduced by the $25,000 that the person that hit you has. So you will have an additional $25,000 for a total of $50,000 of coverage. $25,000 of your coverage, $50,000 total policy reduced by the $25,000 of the other person. So you'll have $50,000. Much better, in my opinion, to get the add-on coverage and to go ahead and get as much possible. Sometimes you'll even want to raise your liability limits because it won't cost that much more to go from $25,000 to $50,000 or $100,000 solely so that you can obtain better uninsured motorist coverage. You really need to protect you and your family and anyone riding in your car from the dangers of uninsured motorist drivers.